Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. Watch my video and subscribe my channel. Ivy returns for Liam's new beginning. Will Exes finally reunite? The bold and the beautiful say that Ivy Forrester will be back as Liam Spencer starts again. Will these two old lovers get back together? Ashley Brewer will be back as Ivy Forrester for some new B&B scenes the week of July 21st to 15th. It'd be nice if Ivy could reach out to Liam and check on him now that he's on the mend. Liam and Ivy used to be in a relationship. Therefore, they still have a connection. There was a moment when Ivy was trying to get Liam back by hurling herself at him. Now that Liam survived a gunshot wound and apparently undergone an experimental procedure, he's got another chance at life. It's unlikely that Liam ever had a brain tumor at all, given everything points to a hoax, but he definitely thought he was going to die. Since Liam now knows he's going to live, that could influence his way of thinking. Liam might want to be a little bolder when it comes to taking chances and making the most of what life has to offer. Liam's top focus will be spending time with his girls and building memories he thought he would never get to make. Liam will be happy to know that he will still be there to raise Kelly Spencer and Beth Spencer. However, Liam might want to make room for some love in his world, too. Liam doesn't have to stay single forever, so maybe his survival will start a long-awaited reunion. Steffi Forrester is satisfied with John Finnegan, while Hope Logan is fine with Carter Walton, at least for now. Since Liam's other exes are taken, could he focus on Ivy and enjoy a fresh start with her? It'd be a good change of pace and might maybe set the stage for some jealousy, especially on Hope's end. Part of Hope may still want to be with Liam deep down, so we'll bring you updates on her confusing feelings and any complicated news that might be looming. Hope Logan realizes Liam Spencer is her true love. The bold and the beautiful spoilers predict some major relationship shakeups in the next month on the CBS soap. Hope Logan, Annika Noel, is meant to be arranging her wedding to Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, but she's been distracted by Liam Spencer's Scott Clifton current situation. Is Hope starting to develop cold feet? Keep reading to find out. Here's what's coming up next week on Bold and Beautiful. A Lope reunion could happen. Hope Logan and Liam Spencer went their separate ways a couple years ago. Before Liam received his tumor diagnosis, he was pressing Hope to give him another chance. But she elected to be with Carter Walton and take over Forrester Creations instead. Fast forward to now, Liam's life is hanging on by a thread on the bold and the beautiful, and Hope is starting to ponder about what may have been. Seeing your ex-husband struggling for his life against cancer and getting shot can make you reassess your relationship status. Carter Walton can't compete with a dying man that just took a bullet. The bold and the beautiful spoilers claim that Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes will devote herself to playing nurse to her ex-husband, and it will only make Hope want to be with Liam more. Once the dust settles following the major gunfight with Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, B&B spoilers reveal Carter will want to go back to wedding planning. Hope will start dragging her feet when it comes to selecting a date, and it will be evident that she is having second thoughts. Hope Logan's feelings change. Did Liam getting shot influence Hope's emotions about Carter? Sometimes we have to be reminded of what we are missing out on. Does Hope want Liam back? Are you holding out hope for a Lope reunion? Grace disappears after Liam's tumor miracle, hides out with Luna. The bold and the beautiful B&B spoilers indicate that Grace Buckingham Cassandra Creech is just as unscrupulous as her defrocked Dr. ex-husband, Reese Buckingham, Wayne Brady. That's why she's toyed around with Liam Spencer's Scott Clifton tumor condition, all for a money grab. Will she get what's coming to her? Fans want Grace punished. We forecast that all along she cooked up the narrative regarding Liam's terrible brain tumor. What was the motive? If she had one initially, today her motive is greed. She induced Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, to pony up millions to save his son, and he cheerfully asked how much. What other parent with the means wouldn't do so? Grace's elaborate scheme. So, how did mild-mannered Grace pull off the con of the century? She's a doctor, so showing off another patient's scans, one with an inoperable brain tumor, would be simple peasy. Sure, you say, but what about Liam's increasing condition? For that we would point to the harmful medications she was providing him. Good doctors go bad sometimes. But do you think that Grace was always Nurse Nightingale, or was she more like Reese than anyone ever knew? Grace invented Liam's tumor. You may be asking about the scalpel that was taken to Liam's shorn head. Well, we didn't witness anything beyond that point, so we believe that she nicked him enough to give him stitches, and now she is advertising a miracle cure. One fascinating question at this point is whether or not Grace is in collusion with Reese Buckingham, Wayne Brady. Fans notice that Grace is feeling forced and may be guilty about what she's doing, but she may have no option. What if her kids, Zoe Buckingham, Kiara Barnes, or Paris Buckingham Diamond White, are in danger if she doesn't come through with this nasty plot to muck up a healthy patient? Who controls Grace? In the end, the list of Grace's victims keeps expanding. Hope Logan, Annika Noel, and Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, are sick to death over Liam's fate, and thank goodness they haven't told the kids yet. Rest assured, Bill makes sure of it that Grace pays for her misdeeds. But is that saying much when he interfered to get Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, pardoned for her crimes? Then again, maybe Lee takes pity on poor Grace and gives her a bed adjacent to Luna's. Sheila and Steffi's truce, Finn's investigation, Liam's second chance. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the week of July 21st reveal some curveballs and shockers. Steffi Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, is calm as Sheila Carter Sharp, Kimberlyn Brown, visits Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton. Plus, John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, will investigate if Grace Buckingham, Cassandra Creech, doesn't get honest. Keep reading, and let's chat about what is coming up this week in the CBS soap drama, Liam Spencer's Second Chance. Let's begin with Liam, who just received a medical miracle. Liam not only was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor, but got shot by Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada. Liam was still healing from the gunshot operation when Grace pushed Bill Spencer, Don Diamant, about the experimental technique. Grace is $1 million richer now, and everyone is grateful to her for saving Liam's life. Grace's ethics and morality were being questioned by everyone except Bill. However, Grace supplied before and after MRI scans, which verified the patient is now tumor-free. The timing just seems quite a coincidence. John Finnegan's doubt. Everyone is relieved that Liam is going to be okay. However, there were two characters who raised their eyebrows. Those are Finn and Hope Logan, Annika Noel. The doctor requested the literature or numbers, but Bill didn't have that information. So, when Finn goes back to work, he will certainly seek out Grace and demand some answers. Grace got paid $1 million to undertake the surgery. Was it for debt or gambling? Maybe she has some form of addiction? Is Grace being blackmailed, or has her character took a dark turn? Finn won't be able to get it out of his thoughts. So, if Grace isn't honest, he will investigate. Sheila Carter Sharp's truce. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for the week of July 21st state that an image was released which includes Sheila. It portrays the repentant villain in Liam's room at Bill's residence. Steffi is seated in a chair staring over at Sheila. The waitress skips around and shows off her recent toe amputation. Steffi and Liam appear relaxed and not furious or nervous. So might this suggest there is a truce? Week of July 21st, 2025. Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, is presumably sheltering Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada. 1 minute Luna was recovering from surgery. The next she disappeared. Elsewhere, Nick Marone, Jack Wagner, chats with Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig. There will also be Katie Logan, Heather Tom, who fills Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, with inquiries about her heart. Which plot are you looking forward? Will Steffi finally let Sheila meet her grandson Hayes? Bold and beautiful spoilers reveal Steffi Forrester's remarkable gratitude toward Sheila Carter after she saved her life. Is forgiveness finally possible? Steffi's shocking gratitude toward Sheila changes everything on B&B. The moment we never thought would happen just did. Hold onto your remotes, soap lovers, because Steffi Forrester just did something that has the entire bold and beautiful fanbase shook. After decades of hostility, attempted murders, and family conflict, Steffi actually thanked Sheila Carter for saving her life. Yes, you read that properly. The same Sheila who shot her, who abused her family for 30 years, who literally tried to kill her numerous times. That's Sheila. And it's not merely a throwaway thanks either. This is deep, conflicted, soul-searching adoration that's ripping Steffi apart from the inside. The unthinkable has happened. Steffi admits Sheila saved her. Let's talk about what's really going down here. Steffi Forrester, fierce protector of her family, Sheila's #1 opponent, the woman who's fashioned her entire identity around keeping that monster away from her loved ones, is actually battling with genuine thankfulness, the kind that makes you wonder everything you thought you knew about yourself. This isn't merely acknowledgement. This is Steffi dealing with the inconceivable concept that the woman who's caused her more agony than anybody else on the earth is also the reason she's still breathing. How do you reconcile that? How do you look at someone who shot you, who killed your mother, who traumatized your grandma Stephanie, and say thank you? The mental turmoil is real, and it's written all over Steffi's face in every scene. You can see her combating it, fighting the words, fighting the feeling. But it's there and it won't go away. Is this actually happening? Steffi considering contact with Finn and Hayes? Now here's where things go really crazy. Sources are indicating, and I can scarcely type this without my mouth falling, that Steffi might truly be considering allowing Sheila some contact with Finn and Hayes. I know. I had to read that 3 times too. After everything. After the shootings, the kidnappings, the decades of terror. Steffi Forrester might actually open that door? Even a crack? The same Steffi who moved out of her own home rather than risk Sheila being near her son? Who's constructed obstacles higher than Everest to keep that woman away. But here's the thing, and this is what's so fantastic about this plot. It makes a warped kind of sense. Because Sheila isn't just talking the talk anymore. She's actually walking the walk. Sheila's redemption. Real deal or long con? Let me break down what's different this time, because even I'm starting to wonder if this might be real. Sheila is keeping her promises. Actually keeping them. She's keeping away unless absolutely needed, as when she told them about Luna. No hiding in shadows, no disguises, no kidnapping attempts, nothing. Even Deacon and Hope, who aren't exactly innocent when it comes to reading people, are vouching for her makeover. Hope Logan, Brooke's daughter, who's seen firsthand what Sheila can do, honestly believes she's changed. That's big. The restraint Sheila's showing? It's unprecedented. The old Sheila would have used saving Steffi's life as immediate leverage. I saved you, now let me see my grandson. But she's not. She's giving them room. Respecting boundaries. Is this really happening? Is the most notorious villain in soap history actually reformed? The ripple effects are going to be massive. Think about what this means for everyone. Finn's going to be trapped in the midst. His wife begins to warm toward the mother, who literally shot them both. The emotional whiplash alone. Hayes growing up, potentially knowing his grandmother. Family dinners with Grandma Sheila. The treatment bills alone would bankrupt the Forresters. And what about Taylor? How's she going to respond when she finds out her daughter is considering forgiving the woman who killed her? The Forrester family dynamics are about to shift in ways we never imagined. This isn't merely about forgiving. This is about rewriting decades of history. But can we really trust this? Look, I've been watching soaps long enough to know that redemption narratives are tricky, especially for someone with Sheila's body count. We're talking about a woman who shot her own son to keep him quiet, poisoned Stephanie with mercury, held someone hostage more times than I can count, faked her death countless times, kidnapped babies. That's a lot to forgive, even with the life-saving heroics. But here's what's grabbing me. The show seems devoted to this being a real, long-term transformation. Not just a sweepsweek stunt. The way they are writing Sheila's restraint, her honest efforts to respect boundaries, it feels different this time. Am I buying it completely? The jury's still out, but I'll admit they're selling it better than they ever have before. What this means for Steffi's character. This is the most complex character evolution Steffi's experienced in years. She's not merely the tough defender anymore. She's a lady dealing with an insurmountable moral issue. How do you thank someone for saving your life when they're also responsible for your biggest nightmares? How can you comprehend gratitude for someone you've trained yourself to loathe with every fiber of your being? The idea that Steffi's even considering allowing communication with Hayes reveals just how seriously this noble deed has impacted her outlook. Everything she thought was black and white is suddenly soaked in shades of gray. This is the kind of subtle storytelling that helps me remember why I fell in love with soaps in the first place. The ultimate question, is redemption possible? So here we are at the crossroads of the toughest issue B&B has faced in years. Can Sheila Carter possibly be redeemed? If Steffi Forrester, her worst victim, her most determined opponent, can find it in herself to feel sincere gratitude, if she can even consider letting Sheila into Hayes' life, then maybe, just maybe, we're watching soap opera history, or we're being set up for the most terrible betrayal yet. Either way, I'm riveted to my screen. This is the kind of nuanced, emotional, unsolvable topic that soaps handle best. And whether Sheila's remorse is sincere or whether this is all a cunning trick, one thing's for certain. Steffi Forrester's appreciation has changed everything. The dynamics, the relationships, the entire fabric of the Forrester family. Nothing will ever be the same. Will Steffi actually let Sheila meet Hayes? Will family gatherings include Grandma Sheila? Or will this all explode up in the most dramatic fashion? I don't know about you, but I'll be watching every single second to find out. Because this is soap gold. Grace scrambles Finn and Hope suspicious. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Monday, July 21st promise some significant curveballs and shocks. First of all, Liam Spencer will be pleased with his second opportunity in life. Meanwhile, John Finnegan wants answers concerning this treatment. It looks like Hope Logan might be skeptical as well. So, let's get started and speak about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. Liam Spencer's Second Chance. Let's begin with Liam's clear MRI images. Grace Buckingham sent Bill Spencer the news that Liam's tumor is gone. Bill said that he had before and after images. However, I wonder about this medical miracle. Before coming to my own suspicions, Liam will be thankful for gaining a second chance. Since the commencement of this tale, Liam had hoped for the chance to get it right for his kids, Beth Spencer and Kelly Spencer. Now, he has that chance and won't want to waste a minute of it. Read this, the bold and the beautiful spoilers. Is it time for Don Diamont to go? John Finnegan and Hope Logan suspicious. The bold and the beautiful spoilers for Monday, July 21st hint that everyone is reeling over Liam being cured. However, there are two folks that keep raising their eyebrows. Finn is suspicious and has already asked about the study and literature. Bill being so dismissive is a red flag for Finn. The doctor might try to investigate Grace, but she will likely be dismissive as well. Finn isn't the only one that was suspicious. Hope feels grateful that Liam is going to make it. However, she continued underlining that this is all so odd. Eventually, Bridget Forrester will get the news as well. Finn and Bridget have been spending some time together at the hospital. So, I wonder whether they will band up to find out the truth regarding Grace and Liam's treatment. Even though Grace reportedly submitted the before and after MRIs to Bill, do both of those scans belong to Liam? I wonder if Liam ever genuinely had a brain tumor to begin with. He seemed to feel okay until after Grace started prescribing him medication. Maybe it was the medication and not a tumor that was creating those symptoms. If Grace is guilty, then how on earth will she receive redemption? Why would she meddle with someone's life like that? Sheila's awkward Liam and Steffi ambush. The bold and the beautiful spoilers indicate that Sheila Sharp has a humiliating ambush coming up since she'll disrupt Liam Spencer and Steffi Forrester's chat. Sheila will make a visit to the Spencer estate. So let's discuss about what's in store. Now that Sheila is out of the hospital and working on healing up her foot, B&B spoilers say she'll seek out Liam during the week of July 21st to 25th. Bill Spencer may grumble a bit about letting Sheila in, but he'll authorize the visit regardless, especially since she stepped up for Steffi at the beach home. Sheila attempted her utmost to get Luna Nozawa's weapon away from her, but she got shot in the foot in the process. Even so, Sheila was able to distract Luna in the end, which allowed Liam to grab the gun and stop Luna from hurting Steffi next. Since Sheila was given word of Luna's demise, she may seek to clear the air with Liam about her granddaughter's awful fate. Perhaps Sheila will persuade Liam that she doesn't blame him for doing whatever was required to safeguard Steffi. Sheila will want to thank Liam for speaking up for Steffi when it actually mattered and guaranteeing that John Finnegan's wife walked out of that calamity alive. Since Liam has quite a head bandage on right now, his brain surgery may also become a topic of discussion during Sheila's visit. Sheila may acquire details about Liam's experimental tumor treatment and express how thrilled she is that Liam's going to be okay. Steffi will be by Liam's bedside in the midst of all this, so some awkwardness is coming up. However, Sheila will keep things light by cracking jokes about having 8 toes and showing off her wounded foot. Since Sheila will gain a giggle from Liam and even a strained smile from Steffi, those are good signals. It'll be interesting to see how this whole discussion goes down once Sheila wobbles and on crutches and shows off her caring side.